All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. All praise and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who brought out this truth many, many years ago and still to this day preaching us this truth. I want to say shalom to all the true believers, the men and the women that's learning, teaching, and seeking the Lord out with all sincerity, due diligence. I want to say to our shalom, just back with another lesson real quick. And this has been the top story for the last couple of days. I think starting yesterday and the day before, a couple of days ago. And it says Trump orders Pentagon to prepare for possible action in Nigeria. America is claiming that, Nigeria, is killing the Christians over there and wreaking havoc on them. But in our reality, we already know it's kind of like the same plot they did with Afghanistan a few years ago, when they was over there in Iraq, claiming of weapons of mass destruction. But what's going over there is stealing their oil, their gold, their resources, minerals, and all these different things. And America is doing the same thing with Venezuela, talking about, the cartels in Venezuela. But in our reality, we know that America got their hand right in the pot. They just over there just trying to steal Venezuela's crude oil. Same thing with Nigeria. Right now, they're trying to steal their crude oil and resources. And also, too, as you can see, I think right here, I got it up right here, and it says why Washington is confronting Nigeria. It says Nigeria has become China's top African investment hub. 21 billion in 2025 construction deals, plus a new 3.5 billion partnership for solar plants, rail modernization, and industrial expansion under Beijing's Belt and Road. China is locking Nigeria into its economic orbit, and Washington sees it as a strategic threat. See, America is just so greedy that, anytime somebody else is making money without the American dollar, or, making alliances without America, America sees it, like I said, as a threat, because they know that American time is almost up, and eventually America's allies that they think are their friends and I think are on their side is going to turn against them, man, and we're going to prove that in the scriptures. But as you can see, this is all nothing but, some bullshit just to go over there and steal their resources. Also, too, as you can see right here, it says breaking Venezuela opened a new commercial air route between Caracas, Moscow, and Gansu, if I'm saying it right, strengthening cooperation and ties between Venezuela, China, and Russia. See, America don't want to see these things. They don't want to see people join Team BRICS because it's a threat to the American dollar and it's a threat to the economy, man. Right? Right here. It says, killing the Christians, says the U.S. President Trump and the American military cannot defeat Boko Haram terrorists in Nigeria. The best solution is to negotiate with them. And to a certain degree, I agree, man. Because if you watch that movie Black Hawk Down, America was going over there to try to take one of their leaders. And boy, they did not make it out alive. I mean, if you watch that movie, it's a great movie and it's based on a true story. America is not gonna, just go over there and think they finna just take some shit without, wreaking havoc on their ass back, And right here, China even says, as we just read, that, Nigeria has ties with China. It says China warns against interference in Nigeria affairs that U.S. threat of military action. So when you messing with somebody else's country that has an agreement with another country, then you know what I'm saying, you causing conflict, right? So let's see again. I got a couple more right here. But real quick, let's grab a precept. Let's go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2. And we're gonna start at verse 5 out of the NLT. Starting at verse 4, it says, "Look at the proud; they trust in themselves, and their lives are crooked. But the righteous will live by the unfaithfulness of God." Here's the point, verse 5. "Wealth and treacherous and arrogant are never at rest. They open their mouths as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied." And that's America, man. They're never satisfied. America is a country, and is a great enough country, which it's not great in our reality, but for minerals and oils and all these different things, America can produce all that on its own. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to go in other people's countries to steal their minerals, to steal their oil, to steal their natural resources. In our reality, America can do that on its own. But the one of the characteristics of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and the descendants of Esau, they are greedy as hell, and they never satisfied. No matter how much money they have, how much power they got, they always want more, man. That's in their character. That's their nature, right? And let's continue. It says, Where's that? Verse 6, it says, but soon the captives will taunt them, and they will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you, thieves? Now you get what you deserve. You become rich by extortion, man. And let's look up this word extortion real quick. When you look up this word extortion, it says the practice of obtaining something, especially money, through force or threats. And see, that's how America got all these, if you think about it, America has over 800 military bases throughout the world. Why? Because, they're doing it by force. They're going over to other people's countries, killing their leaders, stealing their resources and setting up shop, man. And that's something America always has done. But let's continue. It says, verse 6, but soon their captives will taunt them, and they will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you, thieves? Now you will get what you deserve. You become rich by extortion, but how much longer can this go on? Suddenly your debtors will take action. They will turn on you and take all you have while you stand trembling and helpless, man. And see, that's what's going to happen to America. America has been a bully for years and still trying to act like he's the bully. In our reality, the Lord is riling up these other nations, allowing them to build up their military might, their nuclear power systems, building these power plants, making these different alliances and dropping the American dollar and teaming up with all these different countries like China. The next up power, the power countries like China, Russia, North Korea. As you can see, Venezuela teamed up with China and Russia. Nigeria got ties with China. All these different countries that America is going after has ties with their enemies. And America doesn't like that, man. See, it says, verse 8 says, because you have plundered many nations, now, you have plundered many nations. So it's like it. Because you have plundered many nations, now all the survivors will plunder you. You committed murder throughout the countryside and filled towns with violence. What sorrow awaits you who build big houses with money gained dishonestly? You believe your wealth will buy security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger. But by the murders you committed, you have shamed your name and forfeited your lives. So by doing all of this, America has a big target on its back. And so, like I said, the Lord, let's just say, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong, man. So the Lord is allowing up these other nations that were once under America. Now, like I said, they have the nuclear power system that's getting built up. They're building up the artillery. They're making alliances, making all these deals, dropping the American dollar, dropping anything to do with America. And now they are, becoming an alliance is something bigger than America. And see, that's why America is going to get hit with all those nuclear missiles, man, because of not only just, destroying the nation of Israel, but because of what is done to all of America. All of his influence, all of the wickedness and sin has spread it throughout all of America, and nobody wants to deal with America no more. Everybody now can see through the bullshit. It's 2025. Everybody waking up and see that them fake-ass Jews over there in them small hats, them faggot-ass Israelis, and America is, the bullies, man, and they the enemies. They the murderers. They the worst people on this earth, man, right? So let me grab some more stuff that I got over here. And it says, some idiots, you see different news people talk as well. It says some idiots thought it started today or yesterday. This has been a plan for over years. This was a post made in 2023. We post before it deletes it. It says Gunther, I don't know how to say his last name, but he's a economist over there in Australia. He said, I put Nigeria on notice. If you join BRICS, I will call for the dismantling of Nigeria and to ex-Nigeria. See that? So this already has been a plan, man. Anybody that has joined these power nations as like Russia and China, Iran and all these different things, and anybody that has teamed up against America's enemy, America's going to make them an enemy and go after them. You know what I'm saying? Even right here, let's hear what this man got to say. Right here it says Trump is a convicted felon. As you know, we already know that. So we shouldn't take him seriously. He is an extremist, just like the extremists. They want to come and fight. USA only wants our resources. There's no Christian genocide in Nigeria. Let's hear what he got to say.
Religion. Trump is an extremist, just like this extremist you are fighting. In fact, they could even be behind them just because they want our resources. In fact, so many experts, intelligence said the West is behind Al-Qaeda, the West is behind ISIS, the West is behind all this, so that, they give you a problem and suggest a solution. Then they are building the biggest consulate in Nigeria. Why? In Lagos. Because they want to come and establish the authority and power here. So you people should not allow them to use the name of Christianity. There are no any Christians. This man grabbing women and doing all those kind of things. This is convicted felony. You are thinking is coming to protect. Christianity is a reverend religion. In Islam, let me tell you, read the Quran. The Quran is there. وَجَعَلْنَا فِي قُلُوبِ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُ رَحْمَةً وَرَحْمَةً. Allah has told us in the Quran, the followers of Jesus, Allah has put compassion and mercy in their hearts. They are very loving people. This is Christianity, not this kind of nonsense cowboy accusing people, threatening all the world and one thing is an antichrist, because in the name of Christ, and he's saying he's a peaceful man and he's a warmonger, trying to cause problem all over. So I want Nigerian Christians to know they have no better friends than these Muslims we are neighbors with. We can live together in peace. The language of Trump is very contemptible and disrespecting the integrity and sovereignty of Nigeria. He called us.
See, they called him. They said he portrays himself as peaceful, but he said he's a warmonger, man. And let's grab that precept real quick. What is it? Right, Psalms 55:21. It says, it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they draw swords. And see, that's America, man. They claim they sign these peace treaties over there with Israel, but yet at the end of the day, Israel is breaking the peace treaty and still going over there and bombing Gaza or anybody else that they want to. Same thing with Trump, man. He like he said, he claims he's a peaceful person, but in our reality, he's a warmonger, man. This is what it's all about. Greed, man. Never being satisfied. America is scared because they know their time is almost up. So they're going to wreak havoc on anyone they see as a threat, including the Israelites, the nation of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, Native American. Soon they're going to be coming after us, man. Over there in the UK, they already got the censorship stuff going on. A little bit here in America, they got certain places in censorship. Even with our videos on YouTube, you can't say certain things or they'll take your videos down. I was looking through my videos yesterday, and I seen like 5 or 6 videos that they removed off my channel. You know what I'm saying? So these things, we in those times, man. America, this is all about greed, all about oil resources, man. And we ought to know that America is a bully, but that's why America, everything that they done is going to be right back on them, man. Right here, I got another one that says, now we are learning, go from country to country, and you will see China bringing people out of poverty. Meanwhile, that U.S. gives them war, drugs, cartels, and drag queen story hour. Oh, and rigged elections and historic dictators. You see that, man? This just goes to show you, while other countries are trying to better their country, America is making their country worse. America is dumbing down our people each day with these school systems. The things they put on our TV, everything is sexualized. As you can see, the things they put in the food, all the chemicals they put in our food, giving the kids autism, giving kids, fucking up their immune system, fucking with the things in our brain. You know what I'm saying? America is the worst country in the world, man. The most greediest, worst country, most wicked country in the world. And that's why our Lord is going to make this place a complete desert, man. Right here, another person says, why are we threatening war with Nigeria? Here's why. It says Nigeria, you read this earlier, Nigeria has the single largest recipient of Chinese construction financing in the first half of 2025, with 21 billion in construction deals, making it a focal point for China's Belt and Road Initiative. In addition, in late October 2025, Nigeria and China signed a major $3.5 billion investment partnership. This agreement focuses on boosting Nigeria's infrastructure, energy, manufacturing sectors, including the construction of new solar power plants, modernization of rail lines connecting major cities, and expansion of industrial parks. The partnership is seen as a transformative move for Nigeria's economic strategy. See, Nigeria trying to build up. But America doesn't like that. Anybody that builds up and America sees it as a threat. If you build up and you side with America, America gonna be cool. But in our reality, America's gonna backstab you, right? But if you team up and go with these different countries, America really gonna come at you because they see you as a threat. So either way, it's a lose-lose situation dealing with these man. America's terrible. Right here, continue says, but if the country is in ruin because of war in the name of saving Christians, China can't expand their Belt Road. That's a real reason why they're threatening Nigeria. See that? So that was pretty much it. Let's see if I can grab another precept. Let's continue on this. right here. We're going to start at verse 11. Habakkuk 2:11, it says, the very stones and the walls cry out against you, and the beams and the ceilings echo the complaint. What sorrow awaits you who build cities with money gained through the murder and corruption? The same thing they created genocidals of Native Americans, man. They came over here, this is stolen land, claimed they discovered it, but they came over here and built and they set up shop, man. You know, America has been a bully for years, man, but it's only right that the things that, you know, they've done to all these different countries and the children of the Lord, it's all going to come back on them. Verse 13, has not the Adonai Yahweh heavens and armies promised the wealth of the nations will turn to ashes? They work so hard, but all in vain. For as the waters fill the sea, the earth will be filled with the awareness of the glory of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Worse sorrow awaits you who make your neighbors drunk. You force your cup on them so you can gloat over their shameful nakedness, man. And that's America. Their influence is all throughout the whole earth, man. You know, everybody wants to come to America thinking it's, you know, this great, beautiful country. In our reality, it's the most terroristic, bloodthirsty country in the world, man. Like I said, it's set up to dumb you down. It's set up to keep you behind. It's set up to keep you away from your power. You know, they want to talk about this bullshit-ass American dream, but yet when these people get here finally and they want to think they finna live free, everything here is expensive. Everything's going through inflation. You know what I'm saying? You can barely find a job nowadays. It's hard to pay your bills. They give you just enough to survive. You know, while these other countries like China and Russia taking care of their people, America is making this country worse and making our people worse. Look how many homeless people is over there and all in America, man. You know, look at this, how they got now. The SNAP benefits is gone. You know, it was all set up from the beginning, man. It's here to make us a slave so we can lean on America and trust in this place. But if read Isaiah chapter 30 and 31, right? You'll see it's gonna lead you to your shame of trusting in this place. You're gonna be ashamed. You're gonna be embarrassed, man. Right? Again, it says, what sorrow awaits you who make your neighbors drunk and you force your cup on them so you can gloat over their shameful nakedness. But soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. Come and drink and be exposed. Whew, talking crazy in there. It says, drink from the cup of the Adonai Yahweh's judgment. And it says, and all your glory will be turned into shame. Right? So while America's trying to shame everybody else, take over everybody else good, the Lord is going to bring America to shame. It's going to bring America down to his knees. It's going to beat this place in the dust, man. Verse 17, you cut down the forest of Lebanon. Now you will be cut down. You destroyed the wild animals. So now the terror will be yours, man. Deforestation, right? Animal extinction. You know what I'm saying? Chemtrails in the air. Pollute the waters, man. All the fish got to wash up on shore, and whales washing up on shore more than ever now because of all the chemicals and the oils they drop in the waters, man. You know? Let's continue. You committed murder throughout the countryside and filled your towns with violence. Verse 18, what good is an idol carved by man or a cast image that deceives you? How foolish to trust in your own creation, a God that can't even talk. What sorrow awaits you who say to the wooden idols, wake up and save us? To speechless stone images say, rise up and teach us. Can an idol tell you what to do? They may be overlaid with gold and silver, but they are lifeless inside. But the Adonai Yahweh is his holy temple. Let all the earth be silent before him, man. So y'all trusting in this man Trump, y'all trusting in America. This place is about to get destroyed, man. Y'all trusting in Jesus Christ, Allah, all this Islamic bullshit. Y'all trusting all these different guys, man. They will not save you in the time of trouble. These 2/3 niggas that's wanna play with the Lord, they want to team up with America, team up with Donald Trump because he give y'all still stimulus checks, because he gave y'all a golden shoe with his name on it. That's some bullshit, man. The thing that you trust in is what you're gonna have to fall on when the Lord comes in and receives judgment upon you, man. Right? So that's just really real quick what I want to bring out. America still being a bully, trying to be the top dog, but in our reality, they the least among the nations. The Lord is about to bring them down low. Everybody's about to team up and shoot all these nukes over here at America and destroy it. You know, so I truly hope this lesson was edifying. I want to say give our praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekakwadash. Again, our praise and double honor to the ends of positive great millstone. Truly hope this lesson was edifying. Shalom.